3, 2.
Okay, we're on. Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader at TradeView Markets. And it is Friday, and the market is, you know what? Let me go to, I'm trying to share the, put my video on here. Yes, hold on a second, start video. So, G Money can see what we're looking at. Calls me the Italian stallion. All right, we're going. Hold on. Start video, select camera. There we go. All right, good morning, guys. All right, so, proper screen, and we'll get going. All right. Typical. Everybody should know that when I start doing the video, something happens one way or the other. So let's look at the P&L. I was up something nicely here too. Oh, there it is. Zim breaking low. Typical. All right. So it's Friday. Let's log in the TradeGATEHub. This being the 23rd of September. You know what I mean? The Fed made a big move this week on Tuesday into Wednesday, and it's becoming the end of the month. End of the quarter as I log into TradeGATEHub just like everybody else does. And here we are. But you know what? Coach, being the professional he is, let me pause this. You know, he's playing, there are amazing moves in every financial instrument across the board as Europe closes in a little bit across the board. So, you know what? Our cliches, they are, as many times as I say it, is that, we're even Coach just, pointed out something already. He's trading the Aussie dollar, which, I mean, considering what's going on right now, the beginning of my statement, all these different financial instruments, equities, the commodities, Forex, metals, even the bond market, obviously the 2 years, the one that's driving everything right now in the 4.1% area. I think it's 4.2. We'll get into the charts in a second. Hang in there. So the cliches are, know your own style of trading. And if you're one of the newer traders or new to this, when you have the TradeView Markets demo, fire away. You know what I mean? It's a demo account. Get to know yourself, but don't waste time. It's like if you study, if you went a kid and you're studying, just don't stare at the book. You know what I mean? Process the book in the same way as trading. Just don't let something go and then whatever you do and come back and be like, oh, I'm up a half a point, Amy. You got to know why. And this is a time for two extremes. If you're a rookie, get in and trade as much as you can. If you're a pro, listen to us and listen to Coach. Watch the 9:30 video, my 11 o'clock video, obviously now Eastern, and know yourself as a trader, is the topic, and have a plan, number 2. And all these things come into play. Don't, only best of breeds. And thank God I've been doing that to a degree on the way down, if you will, is that, don't buy anything in this type of market. Swing trading is not working that you wouldn't be willing to hold. As I said, for the last 2 weeks to a month after we had that first move up in the market, those short squeeze stocks are not going to play anymore. The majority of them actually breaking all-time lows. And it's really only the best of breed. Why would you want to go into a short squeeze stock when you could possibly have AMD? It's on sale here, if you will. By the way, with volume, we're in that, or a Google, you know what I mean, or a Microsoft that's acting like this or something. It's not making new lows. Coach, as a matter of fact, the 240 strike price, Microsoft ripping. So what I'm saying is, you have to have a plan. You have to know yourself, and this is a time, especially if you're a newer trader, where it's not about how you do it. It's not about how you do, it's how you do it, and processing why things are going up and down. It's really, actually right now, it's more of a cerebral market than it has been in some time. So, you got to keep that in mind. All right. So let's go back to the real-time action. This being Friday again, I'll go back to TradeGATEHub and want everybody to remember that this red button right here is probably the best feature we have in all the TradeGATEHub, and that just go to our videos, and you're even posting now. Which every video that we do from Monday to Friday, and Coach and I are going to start doing another video a week if it's okay with the live stream team. And we'll keep talking here. What's going on? Something's going on. All right, good. Green worked. Tim Fury green. Roku positive was first one to go up. Micron. All right, so these are, and you know what? Coach has amazing guests, more than I could do. I'm not going to lie. Usually every Thursday, and top-notch guys, and we'd like to have probably David Hunter on again. So go back to the YouTube channel. That's to learn about our style, and our style is not that complicated. As I say before, I might be a better trader than some because I don't figure, I don't have a better style than some people. I just know how to maybe do my style a little bit better. That's all. And after doing something passionately for 26 plus years, you got to be a moron. I don't mean to be dramatic, at least not to do halfway decently at it, right? All right, so here we go back. Let's go back in the TradeGATEHub and what we're offering for you today. All right. First of all, I'm going to be in the bunkers. This end of the quarter, this end of this quarter here is always. I'm not even knocking on wood. I'm not superstitious. My strongest quarter, so I'm looking forward to actually seeing what's how the end of the quarter goes. But that's no secret as it is right now. Okay, let's go to today, and we're posting so much data that we're going to have to keep scrolling backwards and forwards. Okay, hold on a second. Here we are. It starts with my good morning. Then I'm going to go to the charts in a second, but you know what? We always choose fundamentals first because that's what drives us. All right, UUP and TLT. First thing I posted. All right, it doesn't mean I know what direction it's going to go in. It doesn't mean that I'm making a stand on it, although I'm not shy of opinions. Everyone knows that. But let's go to these charts here. As it's the bond market. It's the bond market and always the credit markets. Here's the chart on the UUP. Here's the chart on the TLT. The bonds and the dollar. The TLT. What is the TLT doing now? It's got to come in a little bit, right? It's hanging in there. Where's the UUP? You know what? You like to do that little head and shoulders and go below 30-70. But you know what? As everybody should know now, my greatest acumen is trading. And we'll go to some specific trades now. As one of my rules that I just established this year is that when the VIX gets over 30, I probably should do it over 25. I should not take overnights because coming in flat here and trading is my greatest acumen. And I'll go over some things right now, including buying AMD on the bottom. So know your style. So let's get back here. There's the UUP, no surprise, the dollar. Here's the TLT, the bond, and the 2-year is the talk of everybody hovering up and down above 4%. So it's rates. So that's what's driving. It's a hangover from Wednesday's Fed meeting. And if you missed the hangover again, once again, go to the red YouTube button and talked about Coach and I at our meeting on Tuesday and what we said on Wednesday and yesterday. All right, so let's go here. All right, it happens in merit. This is what was the most amazing stat that I found all day. And Lisa Saunders, she's the head of what? Charles Schwab. Spectacular, but not in a good way. A month ago, the 96 of the S&P tech members, 96%, 1 month. And you could go back to how many trading days. I don't know if she's going back to trading days. I'm talking about a calendar month. We're trading above their 50-day. Now it's 3%. That is spectacular, quite honestly. And there's a little blurb on the pound. And also the 2 years just crossed 4%. The rate change is staggering, leaving people. And listen, the move like this gives very few people time to adjust. That's why they're making the moves like that. That's why the VIX was so complacent, because everything was fine until the moves got dramatic. Then everybody just wound up and scrambling for protection. As if, let me go to the VIX right now, and I don't like posting it on my screen because I really don't watch it. The VIX right now is what, 29.22. The last, you have everything. I'll go to my screen in a second. You have everything down that you want to be down. The only stock that's green on my screen is Roku's up a penny, and the VIX and Twitter, probably because of a weekend takeover with Musk, is up 20 cents. So that's what you want to see. Everything's down precipitously across the board. Chevron's down $8. Crude's down. Look at crude. Chevron's down $8. Silver was down. What was that? 2-3%. Freeport McMoran's breaking down, stocks like, so you want it. This is what looks like the beginning of a flush. The estimates we are deeply oversold. Again, that's arguable, but at least for the short term. But the estimates, there's doom and gloom out there. I don't know necessarily fear, but getting to my point with the VIX is, I think the last level we need is the VIX to go over 30, which is the barometer. I don't think anybody in the room, our room here, would disagree. You know what I mean? So I'd like to see the VIX go over 30. I mean, I'll leave them. You know what? I'll go to my screen. Hold on. Here's my screen right here. Screw it. Here's my screen. Hold on here. I'm not going to put my position size because that's egregious. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, here we go. Where's my screen? And here we are. Boom. All right, here we are. All right, here we are on the SPYs. All right, Microsoft. Let's see if it holds the 240. Twitter's positive, Square's positive. That's a good sign. One of my bigger positions is MQ, as you could see. MQ. What's rallying right now? So I'm up in Wayfair. I'm up in Globe. I'm up in Yeti. AMD I bought nicely. Noggin, that's a low floater. So I'm down in the most in. What I'm down in the most in today is Run. Zillow. Zim. I like the Zim here. Is it bouncing this thing? I'm so shocked at Zim. Let's go to Zim. What am I going to do? Real-time trading. Look at Zim. You know why I bought it? Not because it's depressed, because it pays a huge dividend. That was going into a dividend play. There's the chart on Zim. The RSI is what? 16. It's a shipper. Everybody knows it's a shipper. There's the weekly. I'm not married to it. My average price is what? Zim. 2503. You know, considering that in 3 days the stock is 28, and I'm in at 2503. My timing's off. All right, I get it. All right, so but I'm in a little Zim. What else do we have? Square's positive, PayPal, nothing. Netflix, Roku was positive. Now it's negative. Am I still on my screen or on my charts? I'm on my let's go on my screen here. My charts. Tesla broke. You know, and that was evident. PBF, that was the option play. Google. Some guy was buying Google. All my screen all day yesterday was Google. Some guy buying Google calls. Then I did my research as I do after the close, and I found out it was leaps. So the guy stuck his head out and buying January, or I believe December 2024 leaps. Well, way to go, guy. You're betting Google goes up in a year and a half. You know what I mean? But I could do that. Matter of fact, I joined them on the calls too. It doesn't mean it's going higher. Any questions in the meantime? As coach says, let's look at go through the rest of TradeGATEHub here before I go. Coach Grace posting. I posted my trades this morning. Bank of America bull and bear indicator still at 0, oversold. There's the you know what, we're going right back down. We can't hold anything. Listen, pin this. This is the data for the week ahead. Pin this. But the bottom line is this. Let's go into the wise guys are doing. New share. Go right here. New share. Notifications. Somebody's good. Okay. Fear and greed. Let's look at BCS bearish, Apple bearish, Intel, Nevada bearish, FCX bearish, Tesla bearish, Shake Shack bearish. They're bearish. Okay. Fear and greed. I like. Listen, when we made that good trade in June, you know, that was because the fear and greed's not even there yet. Listen, there's doom and gloom. Like I said, there's not complete fear. I'm annoyed and I'm pissed, but I'm not fearful. There's the chart on the dollar. Yeah, that's a niner. So we're looking for a top on the current chart of the DXY. See that? Is that a niner? Yeah, that is a niner. Oh, that's not a niner. That's a 3. No, we got more to go on the dollar. PPI bullish. All right, they're going to oils. All right, here we go. What's going on with the VIX? PC put call ratios are elevated. That's good. That's on our favor, especially if they get over 1 point. If they get to 1.5, I think they're at 1.5 on Tuesday or Wednesday, if I remember correctly. Flag might know that, so he wants to zoom in. Crude, a 7. You want a downside 9. So crude's getting close to bottoming on this. See, every time it hits a 7, a 7, it bounces back a little. I'm not saying take a position in crude, but it's looked like it could be bouncing a little bit. The crude. But let's look at a chart on Chevron. I mean, is this really what you want to do? I mean, they're probably going to rally to start this. They're going to need a rally to short this. Chevron below the 200-day. Devon Energy, the pillar of strength, below the 2. Look at this, is incredible. Devon below it. So we'll go to best of breeds. With a PXD, no end in sight. Devon. EOG, the big daddy. EOG hanging in there at all? EOG usually, but that's not good. So, you know, even if they bounce and try to reclaim the 200-day, then you have a gap, then it's below the 50-day, and then it's got a lot of repairing to do. More repairing to do. Okay, let's go to what's even more important right here. Let's go to stock scanner. Only thing we care about right now is, if it's not swing trading, is for capitulation or long-term trade or long-term positions. I want volume. I wanted to be, so this is when I was looking to put on a trade this morning. I look at this. down on high. I wanted capitulation. I wanted everybody to throw in the towel. So I looked at relative volume and I looked at change. So Sava bounced. Costco did Zim's on there too. This bastard won't bounce either. Where is Zim? 24. I'll get it. Don't worry. So I like the fact that Zim has 2.1% of its volume. It's down below like that. It's capitulating. I'm not necessarily suggesting for everybody to start bottom fishing because it's a hard, as I said to Lewis for many years, it's hard money. And I'm not going to let the trades turn the position, especially after we get to 11:15. I might rotate. Matter of fact, I am going to rotate because I have some winners here, believe it or not. So they'll take some off and reassess. Sometimes when I come back, I'll just be a blank slate. I'll say, boom. If I never owned a position in Zim for example, would I buy it here? And you know what? I'll reevaluate that. And I'm certainly wouldn't add to it because not the market we add the losers. But it's something that'll, it's certainly not going to make it. Something like this is certainly not going to make a V-shaped move. And I bought it for a reason. I bought it also because a little bit defensive. So I don't think this thing's going back. 5 days ago it was 30. I don't think it's going back to 30, but it certainly thinks it can go back over the strike price of 25. Considering that the RSI is so low, it pays a dividend, the volume's there. I'm just a little early, but that's it's an example of how I trade a position, not exactly how I trade that one per se. So let's go to what really counts and what the easy money does right here, up high on relative volume. So what's up high? Ruby, Kano, not much. Fubo was an upgrade. Poshmark, maybe they're going to squeeze. So when I see Poshmark for some reason, where is it? Right there. I know that's one of these retail, the Poshmark. It's like RVLV, Stitch Fix. So let me look at Poshmark, even though it is a squeezer. I'll look at Poshmark now. All right, then when I see that POSH, let me go to my screen, that this automatically goes into my mind. Let's look at RVLV. Is it going up a little bit? Stitch Fix, is it going up today? Okay, am I looking at, I'll even look at Amazon. Amazon's still in the middle. Poshmark, the real. Didn't miss it at $1.50. Even I'll go to Wayfair or something like that, or Overstock. We didn't get stubborn there. That was one of my bigger positions. I sold that thing at 80. Lag, you remember it. All right. So that's another one I look at. Futures still going up here. Am I going to add to something? AMD up nicely in. Yeti. Wayfair not going up, you bastard. MQ, BWV, NVAX heard me. NVAX, I got to apologize. I turned a Zillow. NVAX was a loser. NVAX was my mistake so far. Where is this thing? NVAX I held a loser. The position the trade became a position. I'm not going to lie. And I looked at Marna, same thing. And it became, I'm human. I'm not going to let it define me. But Marna's my loser right now. What else? Vodafone was calls. So the market's bouncing a little bit right here. So next thing I do is this. Boom, new share. Boom, moving up now. As it's 11:18. Moving up now is right here. PHM, DHI, Lennar. So the home builders are the one that are bouncing right. Every one of them. Beyond Meat is bouncing. The guy's full. So you see like the CEO bit somebody's nose off. MU, is it positive yet? No, but I like it. So this is what's bouncing right now. DHI, PHM. I go to my chart. So, those are the ones that are bouncing. So what's going down right now as the market looks to be bouncing? These are things I do, moving down now as a little bounce happens. Pepsi, Starbucks, Riven. So that's selling a little bit of these consumer staples. May be bullish for the market in the short term. Let me go to these guys right here. Boom. Twas my Twitter feed. Make a share here. Twitter feed. Wise guys. You want to see everybody's notifying me. Good job, team. Thank you. All right. Right here. We want to see some bombs going off on some of these stocks. So Apple bearish, APA, a little oil. BCS, nothing still. Apple bearish, but they might be covering the puts. CS, there's nothing sexy. They have plenty of time to do something, but the only thing I see is the Shake Shack, rig, and snap. So that's not that promising to me. Any questions? Lewis, talk. I can't imagine VIX getting too high. Yeah, no, listen, Joe, then Joba said, I can't imagine the VIX getting too high. We had this discussion in the room this morning, didn't we, Joe? It's either going to be 30 or 40. But if they keep it low, that's not really that good. If they keep it to 30, I don't really think that's that positive for the market. I'm not going to lie, because that'll just mean that there's just still doom and gloom, but no fear. And, everybody's trades will still be positioned. You know what I mean? So I agree with that, Joe. I'm not going to lie. But listen, his coach says, as 11:20 Eastern. It is a Friday. It's don't lose your, don't make, you're not going to make your month, even if you take a position or a stab here. You're not going to make your month, but you certainly could lose it. So, trade tactically. I'm going to be in all day, and it looks like it's going to be like one of those end of the quarters and end of the month. So I'm looking forward to it. Any questions, any guys? Because I want to get going here and start ripping. Let's go back here. They're bouncing back and forth. Let's go to my screen for a second. Go to full screen. Here's my universe. Anybody wants to look. Fizzler, EMPH gave it back. XPI, nothing. Label can't lift. LI is good. XPI, Riven. So the car maker's still acting good as Tesla can't do much. Twitter was weak, was strong all day. Netflix. Where's Apple? Apple's the low is 149.30. It's 150. I don't know. Maybe it's a Friday strike price. Here's the Apple chart. Nothing, I'm not buying it. It's not a fun stock. What am I going to do with that thing? Nike, what am I going to do with? Oh my God. That price action told you Nike got upgraded the other day and went down, and it had a nice healthy upgrade. So Nike there, it's a fun holding. What am I going to do? I'm going to buy 200 shares at a time. That's what I'm going to do. Coach gave me the 97 area. I actually said between 93 and 94. That's where we get on Nike. We're rallying a little bit here. Giddy up. Buy a little of this. Live action. How you know? MQ, PWE, NVAX, can't do it. Vodafone, Zillow, Zimmer. Run. All right, I was started this down 50, so we're bouncing a little bit. Guys, Joe, but really, first of all, I got to hand it to two people today. Three people. Two people, Joba and Coach, man, really been on fleek, as they say, on point. Coach more so with his macro view and able to see the as they say, everything through the trees. And Joba, a great job, man. I don't know what level you have of professionalism, but sticking to your guns and having a good macro plan, and even not having ego and trading around it. Well done and bravo, and well done, guys. So I'll leave it at that. All right. So let's see if anything's coming here on Twitter. Let's go to my Twitter feed and see if Kramer's saying anything. So I don't have to waste your time. So let's see what Kramer's doing. Go to my Twitter feed. Kramer, is he chirping? Club members, check your morning notes. I'll look. I'm a club member. I hate to say it, but it's like $30 a year. Mike Santoli, what is he talking about? Is he chirping in? 3 hours? No. So this is who else they'll go to. Helene, not interested because she's more macro. Walter Bloomberg, we'll see if any of the commodities are making moves. That's what I check now. Dollar rises, lowest level 2002. Okay, he's not doing anything much now. This is what I care about. Snow. All right. Snow is good. What's this one? Bio? Snow. They're going into Snowflake. I don't blame them. Snowflake. Bio. What's this bio? Bio calls. Look at this chart on bio. Those contra traders. Look at bio. Who's going into this thing buying calls? Bio. Look at Snowflake, though. I get it. Snowflake, Warren owns it. It's safe. It's at the gap. The 50 days there. I get it. Apple, still nothing. Still nothing going. You know what? This is something's going up here. Noggin, Yeti. I'm up in Yeti. I'm going to sell some Yeti. Selling some Yeti. Sell. How many do I have? Yeti. Position. I have 4,000. 3600. Sell 3,600. How do you know? Well, they didn't give it to me, a bitch. I sold some at 3080. All right, we took 4,000 out of Yeti. All right, next thing. He's gonna need a lot more. Live sharing with Mike V. Yeti, we just sold some. All right. Where am I going? Any questions? Anybody? Joba, G Money, Lewis, this is it. Although obviously I'll be in the room all day. All right, guys, I'll leave it at that. As it was 11:25, don't try to make the month or lose the month or even a date to that degree. To recap, UUP, we're watching obviously the dollar and all currencies at that point. Where Europe closed, I didn't get a chance to look at it now. It says 11:25. You want to see, listen, the basic guys, as anything that happens in this macro moving market, you want to look at the big things. You want to look at crude, you want to look at oil, the crude, you want to look at gold, the commodities, the dollar, at Microsoft, Apple, where they settle, it doesn't really matter where Citibank is at this point, or Roblox, or even Micron. The large money goes to those fund stocks, and that's where it looks like it could go. So I'll leave